For the purpose of this story, I'll refer to myself as Nina. This whole situation started the way most gym friendships usually start. You see the same person over and over again. At first, it's just quick glances or a small nod when you pass each other. Eventually, after enough time passes, pretending you don't recognize them feels awkward. So one day you just say something simple, like, "What's up?" At the time, I was going to my gym almost every day after work. Same time, same routine. Honestly, it was the only part of my day that felt predictable. One of the regulars there was a woman named Jasmine. Jasmine had the look of someone who really wanted to be seen as a serious lifter. She always wore tight athletic clothes, always carried a shaker bottle, and always had this oversized duffel bag with her. She was at the gym so often it almost felt like she practically lived there. At first, our interactions were small, just a quick nod when we passed by the dumbbells. Pretty normal stuff. When you see the same faces long enough, it almost feels rude not to acknowledge them. Jasmine seemed friendly enough. Whenever she saw me, she'd smile and give that quick chin-up gesture like we were already friends, even though we really weren't. One day, I was about to start bench pressing when I noticed she was already on the bench in the rack next to mine. She looked over and asked if I could spot her. That was the moment our casual gym acknowledgement turned into an actual conversation. I said sure. I stood behind the bench while she unracked the bar. I'll give her credit, she was strong. She pushed through several reps and struggled on the last one, so I helped guide the bar back onto the rack. She sat up and immediately started talking like she had been waiting for that moment. She asked how long I'd been lifting, what my workout split was, just basic gym talk. I told her a little about my routine, and she quickly started explaining hers. She talked fast, really fast. It was obvious she had a lot of energy. Then the questions started getting more personal. Where I was from, what I did for work, whether I lived nearby. I kept my answers vague. I didn't give her my exact address or anything, just the general area. She laughed and said she lived not far from me, like that somehow meant we were meant to be friends. Before I went back to my set, she asked if I had Instagram. She casually held out her phone, so I followed her. It didn't seem like a big deal. These days, people exchange social media the same way people used to exchange phone numbers. For the next couple weeks, things stayed mostly the same, just slightly different. If Jasmine saw me at the gym, she'd come over and ask what I was training that day. Sometimes she'd comment on my form like she was coaching me, even though I never asked for advice. It wasn't rude, just a little much. Sometimes she'd send me gym memes on Instagram, dumb stuff like people failing lifts or dramatic bodybuilding edits. I'd usually just react with a laughing emoji. Then one day she messaged me saying there was a local festival happening that weekend and asked if I wanted to go. I didn't even know the festival was happening. I looked it up and it was one of those typical town festivals. Food trucks, cheap drinks, random vendor stands, live music. Half the crowd would probably be families, the other half would be people getting buzzed in the middle of the day. I hesitated for a bit, but eventually I said sure. I figured it would just be a quick hangout, and if it got awkward, I could always leave early. When I met her there that afternoon, the first thing I noticed was how different she seemed outside the gym. At the gym, she had this controlled energy. Outside, it was like someone had removed her volume knob. She was loud the moment she saw me. She walked up with a huge grin, slapped me on the shoulder, and started talking like we were reuniting after years apart. Then she started doing these strange voices, cartoon voices, high-pitched voices, nasally voices, then suddenly switching to deep, scratchy voices. She'd say completely normal sentences, but in these weird impressions like she couldn't stop herself. At first, I laughed because it caught me off guard, but then it kept going and going. After we got drinks, it felt like the alcohol flipped some kind of switch in her. Her jokes became more inappropriate. Not clever inappropriate, just shock value. She'd point at random people and say things you definitely shouldn't say out loud, especially around families. I kept doing that tight smile thing, laughing a little while looking around to see if anyone heard her. But Jasmine didn't care. In fact, sometimes she'd look directly at people while saying things like she wanted them to react. A few times I told her to calm down. Each time she'd laugh, then whisper my name in this creepy voice, Nina. She did it more than once. It was how much she liked saying my name that was weird. Eventually, I went home thinking she was strange, but probably harmless. I was wrong, because after that, the messages started coming constantly. What are you doing? Are you going to the gym today? Do you want to hang out again? I responded at first, but eventually I slowed down. Then one night, while I was lying in bed with my window slightly open because it was hot, I heard something outside. A voice, a slow, creepy voice saying my name, Nina, right outside my window. My heart dropped. I looked through the blinds but couldn't see anyone. But later that night, I lifted the blinds again and I saw a shadow standing directly outside my window. I yelled for her to leave. The shadow slowly moved away and disappeared into the darkness. That night, I realized something. I had made the mistake of letting the wrong person into my life. I stopped going to that gym completely. I signed up at another gym across town. I installed cameras around my house, because sometimes the scariest people you meet are the ones you meet in the most normal places. My name is Lily, and I'm 22 years old. I live in a small town in Kansas. It's a quiet place, and I've lived there for almost 14 years. I work at a Mexican restaurant, and I've had that job for about 4 years now. Almost every day after work, I go to the gym with my friend Chloe. This happened last summer. Chloe had been dating a girl from our old high school named Addison. They met on a dating app and dated for about 4 months. Their relationship was toxic. They fought constantly about the smallest things. Addison hated that Chloe spent time at the gym with me. She wanted Chloe with her all the time. Eventually, Chloe found out Addison had been cheating on her with multiple people. That was the final straw. She broke up with her. Addison did not take it well. One Tuesday night, Chloe and I were at the gym like usual. It was around 7 p.m. We had just started drinking our pre-workout when the gym door opened and a girl walked in wearing a red hoodie and blue leggings. Immediately, something felt off. Instead of looking around the gym like most people do, she just stood there staring at us. Then she slowly walked toward the women's locker room, but the entire time she kept looking back at us. A few minutes later, we heard crying coming from inside the locker room, but it wasn't normal crying. It sounded unstable, like someone whispering and crying at the same time. About 10 minutes later, she came out, still wearing the exact same clothes, and instead of working out, she just wandered around the gym, getting closer to us, watching us, hovering near whatever machine we were using. Eventually, she disappeared, but we never actually saw her leave. Later that night, someone started knocking on my window, then my front door. Then someone tried shaking the doorknob violently, and outside I could hear a girl laughing, not normal laughter, hysterical laughter. Then my phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. It said, "Leave Chloe alone." Then another text arrived, a photo of a knife in someone's hand. That's when I realized exactly who it was, Addison, and she was outside my house. I'm Maya, and I'm 25. For several years, I had been going to the same gym in my town. I usually worked out after work, around 6 in the evening. After a while, you start recognizing the regulars, even if you never actually talk to them. About 6 months ago, I started noticing a woman I had never seen before. The first time I noticed her, I was doing squats. When I finished a set, I looked up into the mirror in front of me. Behind me, she was sitting on a chest press machine, but she wasn't using it. She was just sitting there, staring forward. When I started another set and looked up again, she was staring directly at me. The moment our eyes met, she looked away. After that, I started seeing her almost every time I went to the gym. And the strangest part was, I never once saw her actually work out. She would just sit on machines or benches, always somewhere she could see me. One night, I noticed her holding her phone up toward me. For a second, it looked like she was recording. When she realized I had seen her, she lowered the phone. That's when I started feeling uncomfortable. So I changed my gym schedule and started going later at night. For a few days, it worked. She wasn't there. But then, one weekend, I went to a crowded bar with some friends, and when I turned around, she was sitting at a table, staring directly at me. 2 weeks later, I saw her again, while I was running on a trail near my house. She was running behind me, matching my pace. When I sped up, she sped up. When I sprinted toward the street, screaming for help, she stopped at the edge of the trail and disappeared into the woods. I never saw her again, but ever since then, I pay a lot more attention to the people around me, because sometimes the person watching you the most is the person you barely noticed at first.